Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, and welcome back to my Sims 4 wishlist, where I talk about ideas that I'd like to be put into The Sims 4 and how I think they should be done. And this is actually the first one of 2022. I think this should be a pretty interesting one to start out with, because this one is gonna be for a stuff pack. Well, hopefully stuff packs are still alive anyway, since now it's been over a year since paranormal stuff released. But I was just thinking about like how with all the collabs Sims 4 has had lately, I was just thinking back to one that went over pretty well, and that's IKEA home stuff for The Sims 2. The brand collabs I remember in The Sims 2 all going over fairly well. Like, we got those drivable Ford cars in The Sims 2 that you could just download for free off of the Sims 2 website, and then there was H&M fashion stuff. But then IKEA home stuff came later, and I think that was actually the best received one overall for The Sims 2. I have also seen plenty of requests for them to do an IKEA stuff pack again, and considering how stuff packs have changed since the Sims 2 era, whereas the ones in The Sims 4 have some gameplay and not just build by and maybe some music lumped in as well, I was like, okay, yeah, if they actually did this, how would they go about it? How would they have gameplay in an IKEA stuff pack? And it actually ended up being pretty obvious, because you can build IKEA furniture in real life, and I thought, well, what if we were actually able to do that in The Sims 4? I mean, there is the wood crafting bench, but let's be honest, who uses that? And it is pretty limited, and I don't think it's been updated with anything in quite a while, and the wood crafting bench is a bit of a different sort of thing anyways. But I think there's a ton of potential in this idea to just build your own furniture in The Sims 4 instead of just getting it out of build mode. And unlike the wood crafting bench, you could have this as a group activity. I did tweet about this idea fairly recently, and many of you seem to enjoy that, and even talked about how, oh, what if you could even have drama surrounding it, maybe even couples breaking up after they fail to build the furniture. I don't know if IKEA would want to have failed just jumbles of mess of their furniture in the game at all, because, you know, how it is, like, their brand and all that, so they want to look their best. But I don't know, maybe there could still be drama over it, just a bit of struggling along the way. It could also be a really interesting way of building upon the handiness skill. Me personally, I actually don't really use that skill very often. Maybe it's because I'm not that handy in real life either, but I don't know. For some reason, I just don't use that skill much. But if we did have the option of building IKEA furniture, I think I would use it more. However, I will say that while I think I would have there be a slight discount for building the furniture, and also the benefit of building the handiness skill, it wouldn't be mandatory to build the furniture. So if you do want it pre-assembled, then you can still do it the old-fashioned way and just grab all the furniture out of build mode. That would make things a lot easier for builders as well, since this pack would also appeal a lot to builders, so you wouldn't have to like have a sim build all the furniture first if you wanted to just simply make an IKEA themed house to upload to the gallery. And I would have the pre-assembled furniture just in the regular build mode, like I wouldn't hide it behind debug. So I think there is a lot of potential fun to be had with building the furniture and either building or destroying relationships with them and having sentiments attached. But I think there needs to be just one more aspect so that it can live up to the recent stuff packs like Paranormal and Nifty Knitting. So I think it would also be really awesome if you could build your own IKEA stores. They would be NPC run, so it wouldn't step on the toes of Get to Work. But you could actually set up all the furniture that you want in there with all the display rooms and such. But for the cherry on top, or should I say meatball, there would be the option to have a cafeteria, so then, of course, the cafeteria would serve those Swedish meatballs, and that could be a potential new recipe for your Sims to learn. There is one particular aspect of this stuff pack that would suffer a lot though in comparison to the other stuff packs out there, and that is Create a Sim. Though when I went on the IKEA website, much to my surprise, they actually do sell some clothing. Though it is also very funny how self-aware they are on the website too, where they say, IKEA makes clothes? Yes, we do. Not many, but we do have a few. So maybe they could put these in the game even if it's not much, but it's better than nothing. And also, hey, I mean, I wouldn't mind having another bathrobe and a pair of comfy slippers for my Sims to wear. I think the vast majority of people would get it though. IKEA is known for their furniture, not clothing, so it would be expected that there would be little to no Create a Sim in an IKEA Sims crossover. Plus, I'm sure there would be a lot more furniture pieces than there would be typically in a stuff pack to make up for it, so I think it would still work out in the end. You could even compare that to Dream Home Decorator, except in this case, it would actually work to its benefit to have a lot more objects compared to what the other aspects of a pack would normally receive. Actually, it is kind of funny that I bring Dream Home Decorator up because some of the furniture in that pack does come off a bit IKEA-ish. So maybe some things from that game pack as well as Tiny Living stuff could match with a theoretical IKEA stuff pack. Overall, I think an IKEA stuff pack for The Sims 4 is a really good idea, especially upon further thought with doing a video like this. Whenever people have brought it up in the past, I was like, yeah, I guess it could be a nice idea, but now I actually kind of really want this. So that's why this ended up being an episode of my Sims 4 wishlist rather than some kind of like random discussion video. And I think this very easily could end up being one of the best received stuff packs ever if this were to actually be done. When you look at something like, say, Moschino stuff, or Mosquito, as some people like to call it, it's a very high-end brand, not something that I see a lot of Simmers care about. But then when it comes to a brand like IKEA, that's something a lot more people know and is therefore more relatable, which I think is really important when it comes to these brand collabs. I even have a couple of the classic IKEA Pawang chairs right behind me as I'm recording this voiceover. Though that's not to say that familiar brand collabs are automatically great and that high-end brand collabs are automatically terrible, but I still think that it has a better chance of working out if a lot more people know what the brand is. But yeah, I mean, so many people are familiar with Star Wars, and look how Journey to Rabbit Holes turned out, so yeah, there's still a bit more nuance to it, but I still think it is overall a bit better to focus on the brands that your target audience is overall more familiar with. And that wraps up another episode of my Sims 4 wishlist, so feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Is a second collab between IKEA and The Sims on your Sims 4 wishlist? And if it is, what would you like to see in it? And be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content, including life simulations and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!